At 7:30, we got Army, who's 1-3, traveling to number 15, Wake Forest, who's 4-1. Wake Forest favored by 16.5 points on ESPN3. And don't worry, guys, we still got 3 more 7:30 games after this, 3 more 8 o'clock games, and 1 9 o'clock game. It's about 7 games left to go in this recording session. Dang. But at 7:30, we got Army, who's 1-3, traveling to number 15, Wake Forest, who's 4-1. Wake favored by 16.5 points on ESPN3. Cade Ballard for Army has gone 15-28, thrown for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyrell Robinson on the ground has had 32 carries for 282 yards and touchdown. And Ajuan Marshall has had 4 catches for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sam Hartman for Wake Forest has gone 86-134, thrown for 1,196 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Justice Ellison on the ground has had 70 carries for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. And A.T. Perry through the air has had 24 catches for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wake leads the series all time 12-5. Last game went to Wake Forest in 2021, but the last Army victory was in 2016. This is going to be an interesting game because Wake Forest got a big bounce-back victory over Florida State last weekend. And while Wake Forest doesn't have the greatest chances of winning that side of the ACC this year, really big fans of every ACC team, but especially Florida State and Syracuse down the stretch, because Clemson would have to have 2 losses for you to chance to make the ACC championship game. If Wake Forest goes undefeated down the stretch and only has 1 loss, and that game is to Clemson in a close matchup, this is still very much a team in playoff contention here, guys, right? They still have to beat NC State, and that's going to be a very tough game for Wake. But because NC State's also a very good football team that also has a very similar scenario that could play out for them. But I think this game has the possibility, not this game, but Wake Forest seasons has the possibility to be very interesting down the stretch. Obviously, they have to play extremely well. They can't afford any losses, otherwise you've been eliminated from playoff contention. But last time Wake played an independent team, I'd like to remind you, it did not go the greatest. They played Liberty, and they ended up eking by with a 1-point victory over the Flames. Very, very scary. Very scary game if you were Wake. Very close to that game going very poorly. But I think Wake will be prepared for this one. It's at home. Army is not, I don't think, nearly as strong of a football team as Liberty is. Remember, Liberty has not lost since that football game against Wake. They have actually looked like one of the better independent teams out there outside of BYU. So I don't know. Give me Wake Forest to win and cover at home. I don't think this game's going to be all that high drama.